Win over Arkansas, 34-31. Mark Packer, Austin Price, Chris Brown, Jason Swain over there. It is Bama week, Jason. Just thought we'd go ahead and start with it's Bama week, Jason.
That's what he's on today.
You know what time it is. Yeah.
What time is it?
It's time to go down there and get a win.
Okay.
That's it, man. We had live television. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. It's time to go down and get a win. You got to play clean. You got to play hard. You got to be a man in the trenches. That's what it's about in this game.
Let's focus on Arkansas. We'll get back to Alabama in just a little bit. Tennessee gets 3 turnovers from Arkansas. They needed them.
Yeah, I think they needed them. I think the third quarter was key there. I mean, playing the game we had, I think we gave them 92 yards in the third quarter on 21 plays. So Tennessee's defense really stepped up. And to be able to create those turnovers was huge. When you can have those turnovers, it kind of combated the penalties that we had, which were kind of weird penalties, being a home game, having false start penalties. But we combated those with turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over. We had a lot of first downs. We played well. And I think it gave us a chance to really have an opportunity late in the game to be able to put it kind of out of reach.
Yeah, I mean, you got 3 turnovers, but you stopped them on 4th down. So I counted as 4. And this game probably is a lot tougher, or the score is probably a lot more lopsided if Tennessee were able to convert off those turnovers. Only had 7 points off turnovers, but in the third quarter, the adjustments, you can tell they were made at halftime because Arkansas wasn't running the ball as effectively, and then the pass rush was unstoppable.
Yeah, 5 sacks again.
Yep.
Those guys off the edge are getting there. David Hobbs made an impact in his first game back. The defense flashes so hard, right?
Yeah.
When they flash, they look so unbelievable. And then at times it's mind-bogglingly infuriating with the conversions they give up. I just want to see them get healthy enough, take a step. Obviously, Taylor Green is fantastic. I mean, the one play where Tennessee blitzes and he spins out of it and runs for 30 yards is, again, mind-numbingly infuriating if you're a fan or a former player or whatever sitting there watching it. But that's just a player making a play too. I want to see this team just continue to take steps. I like what they've done to a degree. The 10 penalties to 1 for when you're the home team is a bit weird, right? I mean, a bit strange.
Weird, that's a good word to call it.
But, again, in this league, in this sport now, survive and advance every week. And listen, if you can win by 30, win by 30. If you win by 3, you don't think Penn State would like to have won by 3 yesterday? You can go right down the list of all the teams that would like to have won by 3 yesterday that didn't.
And I don't want to camp out there, but to me, it's odd that James Franklin gets fired from a team that literally was in the semifinal, lost the semifinal just less than a year ago.
Yeah, I think they hit the panic button like very quickly. But that's college football and sports today. They don't want to lose those games.
Here goes Swain. You're paying too much money. You got to deliver.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear why he got fired. He went to the college football playoff last year. He lost this year, and they fired him. They don't like him. The people there don't like him, and they were waiting for a moment to can him.
This is the opportunity.
And that's why they canned him. They don't like him.
What happened with Jeremy Pruitt?
Exactly.
They alienated a bunch of people on campus. And then the moment they had an opportunity, they took it. Same thing with Penn State. They had an opportunity here. He opened the door. He cracked it with UCLA. He blew that thing wide open with Northwestern at home.
Yep.
And because you could always say 3,000-mile trip across the country.
They don't care about the $50 million though. Like, is that just chump change?
I don't think it's chump change. I just think that the new AD and the people up there have kind of grown
tired of it.
And again, he's not been great in big games, Chris. I mean, he's struggled in big games, and that goes a long way. You look at what Indiana's doing and winning the games they're winning with a lot less at Indiana, and
they're now number 3.
Yeah.
Tennessee number 11 in the latest poll. Alabama is number 6. So you've got number 11 and number 6. And I like what Austin said. I'll go back over to you guys about it. It's just survive and advance now in college football. People talked about that this college football playoff is going to ruin college football. No, I think it makes it more fun for more people for a longer period of time.
But who'd ever thought Indiana would be where they are? I mean, I took a trip to Indiana back in the day.
Wow.
When Jared, I'll tell you, Jerry DiNardo was the coach. He had left LSU, so it was kind of one of those things. It was cold. It was terrible, actually. I agree. I don't know.
They must have paid you to come up there.
We won't talk about that. NIL wasn't around.
Yeah, okay.
But you look at-
Statute
you look at-
limitations are gone.
yeah.
Here's the thing. You look at teams like Texas.
Yeah.
Texas loses a couple games early. If they get on a roll, now that they got a nice win this past week over Oklahoma, and if they go win at Georgia, then they're in line
They're right
to
back.
be in the
They're
play.
right
They're right
back.
back in. But they got to go to Athens and get a win.
It is survive in advance, but you have to play well at the right time too. Like, you can't continue to play the way Tennessee has played when you play against better competition. The self-inflicting penalties, some of the mistakes. When you play a good team, it's going to bite you in the butt. It hasn't in the last 2 games because those teams are not that good. But
Sure.
it is survive at advantage. You're going to have bad games where you just need to find a way to win at the end. But on the road, you're going to have to play tighter than you did against Arkansas and against Mississippi State.
Those penalties are much more harder to overcome on the road in a night game at Alabama, right? So
Yeah.
if you have false start penalties on a road game at night, it's much more difficult to be able to bounce back with those because now the crowd is much louder.
Well, it's not just the penalties; it's the drop passes, it's
Yep.
the not capitalizing when
Everything's
you get 3 turnovers
Or hands to the face.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those
The little
things.
things.
Yeah, those things will get you beat against a team like Alabama, who's a top 10 team.
But Austin and I were sitting here talking about, to me, it's almost your losses have to be respectable. I mean, if you're going to make the playoff, you look at Texas. Back at Texas, they lost at Ohio State in a very close game. The Tennessee lost to Georgia. I think the committee looks at that and says, if Georgia ends up at 11-1, I mean, it was a loss, but was it a loss? But if you go and you get drilled, look at Florida State, look at Alabama. If Alabama's got 2 losses and they lost to Florida State by 14 points, and then Florida State's a dumpster fire, does that make a difference? I went off on a big tangent.
No,
Did you follow me?
no, I'm with you, and I think it makes a difference when you lose too. Like people are going to gradually forget about that at Florida State loss for Alabama because it was the first week of the year. Is that fair? No, but I mean everybody has recency bias, which is why, like, let's say Tennessee were to lose to Alabama this week and then run the table at 10-2. That means they'll have won the last 5 or 6 games of the
Beat
year.
Oklahoma, win at Florida.
Their loss will have been in mid-October. Some of those other teams will have had losses since then. So they'll have a chance to continue to climb week by week by winning and won't have a tumble. And again, how far, if you lose this week, how far do you tumble? How do you lose? I mean, you're right about all that. All that stuff matters. But I think for Tennessee, they can't think that way. They have to go out and try to go win the football
Well, here's the
game.
deal. I've been on air with Swain enough to know when I was looking at you going off on my tangent, I knew he was over there rolling his eyes at me because you don't like to talk about good losses.
I don't think there's such thing as a good loss. I mean, there are good things you can get from the loss, but I wouldn't call it a good loss. I mean, are you referring to the Georgia game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
I
saying
mean-
as a player's mentality, you're like, you can't think
Kinda
that
like
way.
low-
Well,
You guys
as
can't think
a
that
player,
way.
I'm not wired that way. But like when you talk about getting to the college football playoff, okay?
Right.
If Tennessee loses to Alabama, which we don't want that to happen.
That's twice we've said that.
We're talking about losing to 2 teams who are in the top 10, right? You look at Notre Dame and where they are. They're ranked.
Same story.
They're ranked high because they lost to Texas A&M. They lost to Miami. Miami, those 2 teams are top 5 teams.
Yeah,
So who
top
do you
4,
lose
yeah.
to, and when do you lose to
Right.
them? That stuff matters. And last year we lost to Arkansas,
Yep.
right? And had to rely on Ole Miss to beat Florida for us, or Florida to beat Ole Miss for us to get in. So you want to control your own destiny.
You know, people always talk about the scheduling and who you schedule early, how your schedule falls out. I think, like Texas, for instance, the scheduling almost like plays into their favor for their losses early. Kind of forget about it, as you're saying. We got a stretch right here. We got Alabama, we got Florida, which will be a tough game. We got Oklahoma. You have to find a way to win 2 or 3 of those, and they're on the road.
About Kentucky.
Who?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's like
What
you
about
saying
Vanderbilt?
Indiana. Kentucky. What?
What about Vanderbilt?
Okay, who?
Vanderbilt's
Respectable.
they're good. Yeah, they're good.
I think the biggest thing is, to your point about Texas, at 2 losses, if they win out, if they have 3 losses, they're done. But if they win out, they'll have had wins over Georgia, in Athens, and Texas A&M, who's
And
currently-
Oklahoma.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about from here to the house.
Well, sure. Yeah.
They will continue to build their resume, so to speak. Here's the deal: you're what, 6 games or six games in, I guess.
Yep.
Halfway home. But I feel like this thing, as far as like the drama of it, is still
It's about
very
to
much
heat up.
wide open.
It's
About
very
to
much
heat
in the
up.
first act.
I mean, except for Penn State. We've got to catch a break. When we come back, Jordan Ross is going to join us, Tennessee defensive lineman. We'll do that when we come back in the Food City Locker Room, presented by Garza Law.
A beacon of hope in a world of high prices. Look to the skies, Knoxville. Super savings is here. Right now, get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select models, plus 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance during our Super Summer Sales event.
And don't forget about back-to-school service savings on mobile, pickup, and delivery.
Come see the Super Dealer today at either Ted Russell Ford location.
Hi, I'm Laura Ash. I'm a State Farm agent here in West Knoxville. I love to serve all of East Tennessee for all of your home, car, life, and business insurance. If you need anything insurance related, give us a call at 675-0888.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Wilco is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
Brought to you by Food City. It's the Ask Coach Heupel Show.
Hello, and welcome to Ask Coach Heupel. I'm your host, Josh Heupel. Jim asks, Coach Heupel, got any tailgating tips? Boy, do I. Jim, did you know Food City's gourmet burgers are handmade in-store by a certified butcher? Saturday's almost here. Are you game day ready? This has been Ask Coach Heupel. With me, Coach Heupel.
Well, the Vols going to be on the road, obviously, this week. They'll be back home before you know it. Food City, your tailgating headquarters, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols. Okay, let's focus on Alabama. The player in studio is from Alabama. One of our analysts is from Alabama. And this is a big, big week because we've already mentioned twice if you lose to Alabama. Okay, let's 3 times. Let's say this. What if you win at Alabama?
Thank you, Mark.
Okay? What if you win there?
Well, that's the goal, right?
Which you can.
We knew, yeah, you can. I think we knew coming into this season that this was going to be a game that was pivotal. And having my good friend right here to my right, who is in Alabama, that's where I'm from. This is what I do. I went to Grissom High School. I'm from Alabama.
Yeah, that's his hometown.
That's his hometown.
I mean, that whole
That's
song.
all we heard. Our guest is from Alabama, which I think our guest told our partner here
Sweet
what's going
home
on.
Alabama.
Yeah, we know you're from Alabama, Swain, but it's time to get a win. So I'm going to divert to my good friend, Jason Swain.
I'm just over here just waiting on y'all to finish.
We're just singing. This game means a little more, doesn't it? It means more than just an SEC game.
Yeah. Guys who are freshmen, you're not freshmen anymore.
Yeah.
And you can't make the same mistakes you made up until this point because it's going to be a hostile environment. It's going to be hard to play in. It's a night game. I mean, Tennessee's will have to do something that we haven't done a great job of in the last couple of years, and that's play well on the road at night, and Alabama's a tough opponent. So,
well, Austin, what's interesting, a lot of people, remember Ty Simpson and the recruiting, and you and Ty have a great relationship still today. Doesn't matter if he's in Alabama or not. Here's a guy who waited. He was at Martin Westview. He really wanted to be a Tennessee kid for his whole life, and then he ended up going to Alabama. Not for this Saturday night, but overall, you got to feel good about what he's been able to do.
Yeah, he's played well this year. He's playing really good football for Alabama. Tennessee's going to have to get after him. I think it's going to be important to bring pressure. He's not been as effective when he's seen pressure compared to just letting him sit back there. He's a good enough athlete to move around the pocket. He's got good talented receivers to throw to. We'll see if Jam Miller is able to play. He had a concussion on Saturday, the Alabama running back. But this is an Alabama team that is starting to play well, but they're not invincible. And Tennessee has something, I think it's fun to do things that haven't been done in a while, fun to do things that have never been done. Tennessee's not won at Alabama since 2003. How long ago was that? I was in college. Jason was in college. And Chris was
high school.
You're still in high school because you're younger than we are. I would relish that opportunity. I would be so pumped to try to go in there and do something that's not happened. When I was in college, you used to be able to say, What does Tennessee and the Moon have in common? They both control the tide. And you used to be able to tell those fun jokes. You know, you went
True.
These are bad dad jokes.
Yeah, hey, listen, you know, when you're corny, you're corny.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and bring Jordan Ross in, another Alabama guy, and let's just say it this way. I just like we talked about with Swain, who's got his orange shoes on. I mean, when you play, we talk about the playoff, we talk about all these things, but when you say Tennessee, Alabama, how different is that for you wearing the orange going to Tuscaloosa?
Honestly, it feels great. You know, going to Alabama and playing a stadium I'm always like heard of and everything.
You know, Jordan, talk about the transition of how deep you guys are at the defensive line. I mean, you had a big play. A lot of guys are making big plays, but talk about how you all trust one another to be able to go in the game and there not be a drop-off. And not only that, to be able to make plays and just meet at the quarterback.
Honestly, I feel like we're like a whole like brotherhood. Like, I feel like we're really close together. Like last year we weren't as close, but this year I feel like we're really connected, and we're just really just a big old brotherhood. Coach G and Coach Gardner, Coach G and Coach Chop put us all together, and I feel like we're just really close together.
Jordan, what's been the biggest breakthrough for you? You make more and more plays each and every game. You're more and more disruptive. Coach Chop talked about it when he met with the media on, I think it was Tuesday. Even though maybe your sack numbers aren't where you want them to be, now, hey, this game definitely helps that. But like the disruption and the attention and the way you're playing, the chaos you're creating is helping your teammates go out and make more plays. Are you able to see that when you get back and watch film?
Definitely. Like even if I'm not like doing something on the field, I'm on the sidelines helping my teammates get to where they're supposed to be and like pump them up. But also just going out there and being comfortable playing like how I play.
All right, sounds good. Hey, Jordan, we're going to send Swain over there for the Food City Player Perspective. We'll take a break, and we'll let you two guys chat when we come back.
Hey guys, we got a special guest coach today. Catholic alum, Tennessee great, Cooper Mate.
Thanks, Coach. Let's see what your boys got.
That's it. Go. Let's go. Drop.
Hey, bring it up. Nice work today, man. Y'all hungry? Yeah. We got some Auburn's. Let's eat. Auburn's. Real comfort, real food, real good.
More fingers, Mr. Mays?
Yes, please.
This water makes my hair so dry and brittle.
Aqua can fix that.
Jeez, I hate the way my water smells.
Aqua can fix that.
No matter how much lotion I use, my skin is always so dry.
Aqua can fix that.
Do y'all remember how much fun we had finishing on the field inside Neyland Stadium for the Covenant Health Knoxville Marathon? I've got some friends with some really good news for you.
Join us inside Neyland Stadium on October the 18th for the Finish on the Field 5K, presented by the Garza Law Firm.
What a great way to start the third Saturday in October.
It's the Finish on the Field 5K, presented by the Garza Law Firm. Visit finishonthefieldvk.com for more details.
This is a race where everybody wins.
Yeah, time now for the Food City Players Perspective. Let's head over Jordan Ross, Jason Swain. Austin was talking earlier, Swain, about Tennessee's going to have to put pressure on Ty Simpson, get him off of his spot. This guy next to you is going to be key.
Oh, absolutely. And Jordan, the conversations that go on in the defensive line room, how much do you guys talk about when the offense is maybe struggling, maybe when the secondary is struggling, or special teams struggling? What do you guys talk about as far as being able to take over the game?
We'd be after like I say like a play happens, we'd be like, we got your back. Like we're gonna get the ball back. Like just count on us, and we're gonna do something.
What was the biggest thing you learned from your freshman year that's helped you so far this year?
I say trusting my teammates and really just trusting my coach, and that's really about it.
Guys that played on the defensive line last year in the NFL, James Pierce, Omar Normalot, what's some of the things you learned from those guys that you feel like has helped you this year?
Really just taking it slow and like mastering the get off and like knowing what's about to happen before it happens.
You're a basketball guy.
Yeah.
I check out the highlights. You dunking on folks there at Vestavia Hills. If you had an opportunity to play both, would you do it?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
It's a lot to handle. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I loved it in high school. It was great, but I don't know if I could like be good at both of them.
Yeah, it's real hard. A lot of demand to play football and basketball, certainly at this level. What was it like for you to run through that tee for the first time as a volunteer?
Oh, it felt great. It was unreal. Like just running through the tee and just looking around. It's like 102 fans in that stadium, just screaming. It was unreal.
You from Alabama. Clearly, the guys mentioned that 57 times earlier. How was that recruiting like for you? Because I'm from Huntsville, 3.5 hours, I think, Tuscaloosa. You're down the street from Tuscaloosa, 45 minutes. How was that recruiting like for you?
I mean, they didn't really recruit me that well, to be honest. I remember I got Tennessee offer, probably like that was my 5th, 6th offer, but they didn't recruit. They were like one of my last offers. They didn't really. I went up there for a camp, and that was about it.
So it mattered that Tennessee noticed you early, kept that relationship going super early.
Very tight. Coach Chop calling me all the time, you know.
What stands out to you about Coach Chop and his style of coaching you? How has he been able to reach you and get to you?
Honestly, I had to realize before when I had to realize it's not how he's saying, it's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because I took it like how he was saying it at first. So like realizing like what he's saying and like applying it to the game, because he honestly in that whole Leo room, he wants us to be perfect in every aspect. Even though we had a good game or something, he's gonna pick at the tiny details so we can be perfect. So we won't mess up at that.
So I told you during a break earlier that your play against Arkansas reminded me of Jadeveon Clowney's play years ago in a bowl game when they played against Michigan. Hits the guy, knocks his helmet off, and picks up the ball, one hand palms it. You say you saw that play as well. Are there some guys at the NFL that rush the passer that you kind of watch, emulate, and try to pattern your game after?
I say Von Miller, because he knows how like time and snapping, getting off is perfect. Then I'll say probably maybe TJ Watt sometimes.
Hey, those are two good guys to emulate right there. Yeah. And looking forward to seeing more of Jordan Ross rushing the passer, guys.
100%. Hope they're yelling his name on TV Saturday night in a primetime game. Let's take a break. We'll come back with the keys to victory when we come back on the Food City Locker Room, brought to you by Garza Law.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joel Ash, a Knoxville native and the owner of Ash Chiropractic and Wellness. We would like to help you on every step along your health journey, whether that's chiropractic care, soft tissue work, or diet and exercise help. I'm located in the Renaissance Plaza. You can give me a call at 865-671-1000.
Hi, I'm Matt Marshall with Exterior Home Solutions.
Hi, I'm Dustin Woodson, also with Exterior Home Solutions.
We are now easier than ever to find, right off of I-75 and Merchants Road.
It's a new location, but the same trusted expertise in roofing and siding that you've come to trust over the past 25 years.
Local quality craftsmanship, licensed and insured.
For the best and most trusted name in roofing and siding, scan the QR code on your screen.
Exterior Home Solutions, when it has to be the best.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank. Life made better.
But keep this in mind. This is Saturday. Finish on the field 5K. It is Alabama-Tennessee week. Saturday, you can finish at Neyland Stadium, which is brought to you by Garza Law. With that in mind, time now for the Garza Law keys to the game. And we'll start with Jason Swain.
Let's do it. I think it's important for Tennessee's defensive line, the top, the edge rushers to get to the quarterback, rush the passer. Very, very important. And then bow up at the defense, bow up in the red zone for Tennessee's defense. You may give up some rushing yards. We've seen that the last couple of games. But when the offense gets to the red zone, 7 points, we don't want that. Make them kick field goals, put up 3 points. And then control pre-snap penalties, penalties all in general. You want to make sure that you don't beat yourselves down there on the road.
You know, I think obviously playing on the road is going to be tough. A night game down in Tuscaloosa will be tough, but creating turnovers. You create turnovers, I think you win the game, and you don't turn the ball over. Continue to run the ball. Obviously, we saw Deshaun Bishop have a really effective game before he went out and got hurt. And I think that's going to be a really difference maker. Alabama doesn't really stop the run that well. I think they throw the ball well, but they don't stop it well. We need to run the football. And again, handle the environment. It's going to be loud down there. It's going to be a tough place to play. Pre-snap penalties on offense, make sure we don't have any of those. And when you do, just make sure you control it or are able to kind of overcome, which I know is one of Coach Heupel's big thing is the next play.
I think the health of Deshaun Bishop is critical for this football game.
Yeah.
He never came back. He tried to loosen it up. He got it taped up, tried to loosen it up, never came back. What's the ankle? Is it low? Is it high? How long is he out for? What's this look like? Because he's seeing it better than everybody else. Now, I'll say this. Peyton Lewis is starting to find himself. Star Thomas not seeing it as well the last couple of games, going back to Mississippi State and Alabama. But Peyton Lewis is starting to find himself a little bit. He's a little more patient right now, starting to get into a little bit of a groove. I think the key in this game is what Jason said, bend, don't break. There's nothing about the defense right now that makes you think they're just going to go out there and look like the 85 Bears, okay? But how much kind of pressure can you get on Simpson?
Yep.
How much can you force them into turnovers like Chris had alluded to? Mm-hmm. And then when they do drive it, bogging them down and making them kick field goals is critical.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, in Starkville, that defense, created 2 touchdowns. So
Correct.
I mean,
when they flash as bright as the sun.
Well,
okay?
but I'm going to
feast or famine.
Consistency
Yes.
is the key,
Yeah,
right?
it's been
We
feast or
have
famine.
to be consistent.
I'm going to go back to. I mean, you've made some good points this week, which is great. I mean, the earlier, whenever you said they needed to put pressure on Ty Simpson, I think the defense has got to create points.
I mean, hey, they've been trending that way. They've been doing it better than everybody else in the country.
Got to stop the run now.
Got to stop the run. But if you don't, you turn the ball over and you can create points, then, hey, it works out. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you bend, fine, but just don't break. Make them kick field goals.
I'd love to see Boo Carter get his hands on the football in the punt game.
We're ready for that. I mean, I think that explosion's coming. You just got to be patient in the punt game, man. I think those things come with people who are patient. You can't kind of try to force it. I think when you try to force it, you see kind of what happened earlier in the season before the Mississippi State game, and you bobble one. But Boo, just be patient. I think we're setting up for one of those big games, and it kind of has to happen in the right moment.
I feel like Tennessee's had Alabama's number of recent memory. I mean, for the last few years.
They won the last 2 at home, and they led on the road 2 years ago before they.
That Joe Milton game, we got to remember that. Joe Milton played well in that game against Alabama on the road. We just got to figure out a way to win. That's all it boils down to. Playing on the road is tough.
What I'm saying.
It's going to be loud.
I'm saying it wouldn't be shock the world if Tennessee went.
Orange next week if we do?
I wear the orange blazer. Tennessee wins the game this week. We're plumb out of time.
And Jason does all of next week's show shirtless.
Okay, no, we're not doing that. We'll see you next week on the Food City Locker Room, brought to you by Garza Law.
Can we at least paint his head?
No.
You too.
Checkerboard his head?
Dudes getting naked in here, yeah.